Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I've got an Alpina Startimer Pilot Heritage to share with you today. Now I really dig this design here, this retro inspired or vintage inspired design. I love the radial sunburst brushing on the top of this case. That's not something that you see very often these days. And then you couple that with the proud box sapphire crystal that offers a pretty good look at the dial even at an extreme angle. And it's just, I don't know, it's really compelling. Now, I like some dial details as well. The center of this is a rotating GMT disc, where you can see the indicator being the triangular marker there that's pointing at the 5 o'clock position currently. I think that looks really nice. And then you have faceted, polished markers, and then that contrasts real well with just plain white stick hands. A pop of orange on your running seconds hand, and then an interesting framed date at the 3 o'clock position that appears to have an inner magnifying glass set within that metallic frame. I think that looks really interesting. I don't know how much it actually helps with the magnification, but it's a fun little detail. Now the color of this dial, I think, is more dynamic than just a flat gray. It seems to have some color variation to it, especially on that GMT disc. It almost looks a little darker around the outer edges. It's a nice backdrop and contrasts well with your applied markers, your white triangle marker, the white handset, the pop of orange on the running seconds, your inner rotating 24-hour scale, which is done in white, and it all looks good against this deep leather strap here with the contrast stitching. I think it's really cool. I dig the retro design. I dig the details. I think it's attractive. So it has these vintage design elements, but in a thoroughly modern traditional sports size. So this comes in just a hair over 42 millimeters in diameter, relatively short lug to lug at 45.4, and a fairly thin profile, 13 millimeters, and a lot of that is going to be that proud sapphire crystal, as you guys can see there. The thing that bothers me is the 23 millimeter lug width, the odd lug width here. I don't think visually it would look that different, at least proportionally, if that was 22. And that would open up a host of other secondary strap options, because I think the watch, it's a classic design, and I think would look good on a number of different secondary options. I like the leather that it comes on, but it's fun to mix it up every once in a while. Now, my wrists are 7.25 inches in circumference. I'll give you guys a wrist shot here. I like the pop, the weight, and just the presence on wrist. I think it melds pretty well without being too large. And again, that shorter lug-to-lug length, I think, helps with the comfort. And I cannot get tired of seeing that radial sunburst brushing on the top of that case. That looks very sharp. There's clean lines of delineation between the finishing, nice polishing, and then your dual crowns here on the right side of the case. One is signed with the Alpina triangle, and the other just offers some texturing there. So the movement, let's talk about that. Alpina calls this the AL-555 caliber, which is fancy speak for an upgraded and customized Salida movement. 26 joules, 38 hours of power reserve, and I'll give it this. It's like half of a true GMT movement. It's so close to being a true GMT movement. Let me kind of demonstrate here. So we pull the crown out to the first position. This is a non-screw down crown. And if I rotate it clockwise, you can see I changed the date. So we have a quick set date there. If I rotate it counterclockwise, you can see I jump the hour without hacking the movement. So this is perfect if you're traveling. And let's say I'm here in Utah. I travel 2 hours ahead to visit Random Rob in Michigan. So I just bump the hour 2 times and I'm in local time zone. So super handy if you're traveling from west to east. But if you're going from east to west, you're out of luck because you'll be changing the date. So that's why it's a half true GMT movement. It only works in one direction. So it's so close to being just a total steal of a value proposition, because I don't know of a watch that is a traditional true GMT movement at this price point. So this watch retails for $13.95. And if you buy it from an authorized dealer, I'm borrowing this from Mimo's Jewelry. They are an Alpina authorized dealer in California. They offer 30% off. And I'll give you guys that discount code, ALPI30, ALPI30, which takes the price down to $976.50. So under $1,000 for a new authorized dealer sourced traveler watch. That would just be amazing if this was a true GMT. But alas, it's not quite there. But it's still a cool watch nonetheless. You know, very nice finishing, nice dial details, a little quirky, a little unusual, definite nice wrist presence, and it's attractive. It's a very handsome piece, no doubt. Now, let me show you the top crown here. This is a screw down crown, but it has nothing to do with the 100 meters of water resistance. It's just to lock in your inner rotating 24-hour scale if you want to track a third time zone. So just lock it into place by screwing it down. So overall, just a fun piece, so close to being the best $1,000 Swiss watch that you can buy. If it only had a 22 millimeter lug width, and if it only had a true GMT movement, I think this thing would pretty much be unbeatable at the price point. But I'll let you guys be the judge of where this lies along the value proposition spectrum. Although it does have a couple drawbacks, I think it's pretty strong. So I'll leave a link to Mimo's Jewelry in the description if you guys are interested in checking out this one. Other Alpinas, the Startimer Pilot Heritage, also comes in a couple different shades of blue, which I also think are pretty attractive. So anyways, guys, let me know if you have any questions. Reach out to me. I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I'll see you guys in the next video.